Hello, everybody. We're doing a slightly different format today because we need to answer a pretty important question. What's going on out there? How come the dollar is strengthening? Why is gold going down? All of this seems very counterintuitive, but actually it does make some sense. There used to be a book out called Freakonomics, where things that didn't seem to make sense but actually do. I want to explain what I believe is going on out there right now. And let's start with the dollar. The dollar is increasing in value almost straight up. And you think, how can this be? We're running $2 trillion deficits. We've got a government that's clearly in disarray. The war in Ukraine is not going well. And foreigners are selling our long-term debt and getting out. How is it the dollar is going up? And if the dollar goes up, gold goes down. That's the trade. That's what all the computers do. If dollar up, gold down, dollar down, gold up. Here's what I believe is happening. Walt is filming this, so I'm going to use Walt as my example. Walt is China. China used to own 1.3 trillion of our debt. They're now down to about 800 billion. How did they sell $500 billion of our debt? Well, what they do is it's a little bit like turning in a CD early. If you bought a 10-year CD, can you sell it early? Sure, you can take it back to the bank and they will redeem it. The same happens with debt. So Walt is China. Walt has come to the Federal Reserve probably and said, hey, I want to sell $500 billion worth of 10-year government paper, 20-year government paper, 30-year US government paper. US government debt, they're getting out. How is Walt paid? Walt gets paid in dollars. So imagine the Federal Reserve pushing $500 billion through the window to give to China, Walt, in exchange for the long-term debt. That was an immediate demand for dollars. Well, demand for dollars, that's like demand for a Ford F-150. If Rich Ford has F-150 demand soaring, what does Rich Ford do to the price of Ford F-150s? They raise the price. This happens with currencies as well. So what's happening out there? You've got China redeeming our debt, taking it to the window, demanding cash. The Japanese have sold $250 billion of our debt in the last 6 months, getting out of dollars. The Saudis are getting out of our debt, and they're all taking dollars. That's demand for dollars. Well, if the dollar is rising, that means the yen is falling, the yuan is falling, the ruble is falling, all against the dollar. And we thump our chests and say, oh, look, the dollar's getting stronger. Well, yeah, but for what reason? Wall Street will tell you the dollar's getting stronger because, yeah, Greg, everything you say is right. Yeah, we've got all these issues, but the Chinese have issues, Japan has issues, Europe has issues. Wear the cleanest shirt in the laundry. Actually, I get that. But this other thing is playing out as well. And so are those countries showing faith in the long term of the US? Or are they going, oh, wait, I'm not sure America's going to meet these obligations 5 years, 10 years, 30 years down the road. I want my cash now. All right, so let's go back to Walt. Walt has now taken $500 billion. He's gone home to China and put it on the dining room table. What does he do with it? I'll tell you what he's doing. He's buying farmland in the United States. We've all read the stories. He's buying ranches down in Argentina. He's buying natural resources all across Africa. He's buying mining properties in Australia. He's unloading these dollars as fast as he can. And how are we seeing this? They track the dollar as a percent of world trade transactions. Dollar transactions are going up. And again, we're thumping our chest and saying, oh, look, the dollar is stronger and being used more in world trade. That means we're mighty, does it? Or is it they're redeeming it, pushing the dollar up, and then getting rid of it as fast as they can while they can get something for it? So this is how currencies historically die. They don't wither away. They die the way a star dies. Stars get brighter and brighter and brighter, then they go supernova, and boom, black hole. This is the way French assignats died back in the day. This is the way the Reichsmark died. They get stronger and stronger and then go boom. I wonder if that's what we're seeing now. So what do we do? Well, if the dollar is going to get stronger in the short term, here's what happens. Stocks go down, bonds go down, interest rates go up, commodities go down, gold goes down. The only thing that does well is cash until it doesn't. So here are our options at Zanetti Financial for our clients. One, we could take everybody out of everything right now, and we could go to cash, treasury bills, and let's put it there and play the game of timing. We're going to watch it grow, 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 grow while everything else is going down. And then right at the perfect time, Greg and Walt are going to get everybody right back in to commodities, because that's what we'll do best when cash doesn't do well and it goes boom, commodities win. But if we miss that, if we don't do that timing exactly right, you won't be able to get back in. They will close the banks, they will close the markets, and you'll be locked out. So what's China doing with that money again? Oh yeah, they're buying hard assets. What's Bill Gates doing? Oh yeah, that's right, he's buying all that farmland. Let's see, the Harvard Endowment is buying all those water rights. JP Morgan is buying silver. They're all buying hard assets. They are positioning for this to happen while everybody wants to get out and go to cash. My recommendation is we stay in this, even though it's going to be some rough sledding ahead. You are going to see the dollar strengthen. It's going to make no sense at all, except actually it does. But when there is an event, and who knows what that event is going to be, it could be the sinking of an aircraft carrier. It could be a banking crisis in China that bleeds over to Europe, that bleeds over to the United States, and we have a sudden crisis that requires currency devaluations. If we have currency devaluations, there's nothing you can do. They shut down the banks, and while you can't get to your money, they're devaluing. And you're thinking, oh, I wish I were in hard assets, because you can't devalue corn, you can't devalue wheat, you can't devalue gold, but you won't be able to get into it. Stay the course here. It's not going to feel good over the next few months, in my view, but at the end of this, but this isn't years down the road, we are going to have an event where commodities soar and the people who are in all cash are going to get punished. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Walt. If you have questions about this, call us. My direct line, 505-250-3754. Email us if you have questions, but that's what I believe is going on out there. Be right, sit tight. Thanks.